Friday, February the 5th edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Meteorologist Matthew East here with you. Some light snow occurring in parts of the region early this morning as I cut the video. Can't see a whole lot unless you really look up toward the street lights, kind of shield your eyes, that kind of deal this morning. And see some of the snowflakes falling, but in some spots there's been a burst of moderate snow here or there. Temperature in Greensboro actually up a couple degrees this hour to 38 degrees. But again, some of us seeing some light snow as expected this morning. It'll exit very, very quickly. There's the CATALOOCHEE ski resort area. It's cold up there in Maggie Valley. Temperature sits at 15 degrees, and great ski conditions are on the way this weekend. If you have a ski trip planned this weekend, it is going to be fantastic, great skiing conditions awaiting you up there in the high country. Temperatures this morning cooling off. Pretty good wind blowing around out there too. Winds are gusting 20 plus miles per hour at times across the region. So that makes the wind chills a little bit colder this morning. There's your current wind chill values as I cut the video down to 13 for the wind chill in Boone, sub-freezing wind chill in Raleigh and Charlotte. Nothing brutal, but certainly a bit chilly this morning. All right, there's the radar imagery. And again, this is all pretty light snow moving through, and even down here around the Charlotte area, even though it's been showing up as some rain contours, it's actually been light snow in a lot of the Charlotte metro area. Just again, not a big deal. The upper level dynamics responsible for this pulling out to sea as a coastal low departs, and I think for the I-85 corridor, any of this light snow is gone by 7 a.m., and that'll be it. Pretty decent little snow event. Parts of the mid-Atlantic up through New York, parts of the Boston area. That'll be the case throughout the day as this area of low pressure lifts up the coast. Replacing it here is high pressure. Sunshine builds in. Winds a little bit gusty at times. For instance, there's your triad winds today, but those winds will relax the deeper we get into the day and be essentially calm overnight. Chilly day. There's your highs today, and I think our lows tonight well down into the 20s. Saturday still looks just fine. A weakening high pressure moving through. An increase in clouds late day, and that'll mean highs in the upper 40s to lower 50s across the Piedmont. And then on Sunday, again, it continues to be the development of a coastal low pressure. There's what the RPM modeling is indicating. Let me show you a couple of different model charts here. There's the GFS representation from the 0Z run of this. All right, there's the European model. It's been fairly consistent with keeping a decent amount of precipitation there along the coastal plain and right along the coast. In fact, it's enough to put down some snow on the European model close to the coast, and I think that is definitely a possibility. The GFS model, here's the weather bell chart there, and it too is printing out a couple of inches of snow. In fact, in some of the more detailed modeling, you get a pretty good little bullseye snow there in southeastern North Carolina. So that's going to be one of those deals where Saturday night into Sunday, you could very well be hearing reports of accumulating snow in parts of southeastern North Carolina and eastern North Carolina, maybe easternmost South Carolina, while we don't see any precipitation up in the central parts of North Carolina. So still some details to iron out with that one, but that's how it's looking right now. And then as you get into Monday, that next little system moves in. More on that here in just a second. But the idea is rain maybe ending as some snow in parts of the region. So let me show you what's happening with the overall weather setup here. Again, I showed you this a moment ago, but there's your GFS off the 0Z run snow accumulation. There's the European chart, and then again, a little bullseye there as I showed you on the graphic system just a moment ago. A little bullseye there in northeastern South Carolina and southeastern North Carolina. Now, you go out to the next storm system. Monday, probably warm enough for a little bit of rain, although the European model is a bit colder, but could be some light rain transitioning rather to some light snow as the system comes through later Monday and Monday evening. And then as you get into Tuesday, I think it's going to be a deal where you'll continue to have the opportunity for some snow showers or light snow spinning around at times into Tuesday as the cold air really deepens across the area. Now, before I completely leave the Sunday system, I wanted to show you this too. This is the Canadian model. It's the furthest north and west with the precipitation. This is valid Saturday evening, overnight Saturday night into Sunday morning, and then Sunday morning into early afternoon. And so I do think, again, eastern South Carolina, eastern North Carolina, you could get some snow on the ground with this system, depending on the rates of precipitation. It will be dependent on that. Following that system, here's your shot of cold air. There's the 850 millibar temperatures off the European. This is valid Wednesday morning. The cold gets reinforced on the European by Thursday morning. And this is a again, this is a big shot of cold air in relation to average. There's your Canadian ensembles, 5,000 foot temperatures, way, way, way below the average there on Tuesday morning. And you go all the way out to the 19th of February, and what was looking very, very warm, not looking quite as warm at the moment. So we'll see how this period winds up starting the 16th or 17th. But again, the Canadian ensembles, which had been on board with the big warm-up, as you get towards, say, the 15th, and more like the 16th to the 20th or so of February, backing off a bit on that. Now, it will be warmer than the cold, cold week we've had this week. I just don't know that it's a blowtorch type of pattern. And let me give you a period that I'm continuing to watch before I wrap up the video. This is the European ensemble for the morning of Tuesday the 16th. I continue to have some interest in this time period, the 15th, 16th, and 17th. So we're talking not early next week, early the week after that. There's some indications of some potential fun and games there. So that if you're looking for a potential storm system, again, I think I mentioned this yesterday, and I think the day before in the video too, but again, I think that period might be something to keep an eye on here. Some hints of something trying to stir up in that direction, but of course that's a long, long way away. All right, that is it for today's edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Everybody have a great weekend, and God bless.